Hello, and welcome to the Crafter's Toolbox. While we're getting started here, please do take a minute to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. So we're looking at this cute little upcycled muslin bag. I happen to get these almost every month from a subscription company that I get some beauty products from. And I wanted a way to reuse these bags. So I use this bag to create a little holder for some cards that I'm gifting. And these aren't the spotlight today, this is. So what happens is I get these bags, and they're always in different sizes. I even have some smaller ones from True Botanicals, and I love them. And I had been saving them because I wanted to upcycle them somehow. So this is what I came up with, and it's a very easy way to set this up so you can do any kind of painting on the fronts of these bags. You could do the back too. Okay, so let's take a look. So I'm just going to start off with a piece of cardboard. I'm going to put in here to protect the bag, especially the back, because I'm not going to gesso the back today. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that if I need to do some kind of fun creative project, I'm always using gesso. A lot of times I use clear gesso, but today I'll be using regular white gesso. You can use black gesso too. So what I want to do is to be able to cover this up, and I can create a space, a canvas basically, as large as I want to in here. So now that I have my piece of cardboard in here, I kind of spaced it out on either side, and now I'm just going to mark off an area with some masking tape. If you want to go for a more organic look like I did on this one, just kind of eyeball the straight lines and don't worry about taping. If you wanted to tape it though, let's say I just wanted the design to come up to here, I could do that and then tape off my edges. And it's like so simple to get this set up. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not doing any kind of measuring. Of course, you can be as exact as you want. And then I'm just going to take my gesso, which, as we know, is a paint priming kind of material. It will give this tooth so that paint will stick to it. And I'm just going to paint right over the words here. Now you might be able to see in the video that the words are still kind of showing through. So it depends on what you're going to do, if you need to add a second coat or if you want to put on a thicker coat of gesso. You can put on multiple coats. So it's just something that will take you a few minutes to figure out what you want to do. And I didn't even put enough on here. So I'm going to add some more. I might go for a slightly thicker coat. I'm going to heat set this after I'm done, so it's going to dry pretty quick. Now what's happening, and the reason why I've got the cardboard here, is that because this is a super porous material, it's really lightly woven, this is going to go through the inside, and I didn't want this obviously to come through on the back. So adding a piece of cardboard helps catch that. All right, and I can still see this on here, but by the time I do my application over it, stenciling or painting or whatever, it's probably not going to be visible anymore. So this might actually be good enough. So now that I have this in place, I'm going to leave the tape in place. I'm going to go ahead and heat set this with my heat gun so we can get working on it for the rest of the project. All right, so now that this is dry, it took me about 5 minutes with the heat gun. Let me show you, if you use cardboard, this may happen. So just know that you're going to want to pull the cardboard out as soon as you can and then get some heat on the inside so that it doesn't stick to the back of the bag. Or you can use a piece of semi-rigid plastic, like a window sheet or any kind of thicker plastic that you might have instead of the cardboard so that this doesn't pull up. So I have a new piece of cardboard back here because I want to keep this nice and flat for my stenciling. And I'm going to use the altenew halftone stencil die. And as you can see, or halftone stencil, I should say, you can see that it's not going to fit all the way around. And I want to protect the edges. I don't want my stencil brushing to get in the way or get on anything outside. So I'm using this 3M tape once I have this guy all lined up. This is going to help protect the bag outside of the stencil, as well as keep everything in place. This stencil, or this 3M tape, is awesome. It's like a ginormous Post-it, so it sticks nicely. I could use like 2-inch masking tape. That would work perfect for this too. It's just what I happen to have down in the craft room though. You can see I'm being really careful to make sure I'm getting basically everywhere covered. You could even put an extra piece up here if you think your stenciling is going to get wild and crazy. And now that the gesso is dry on here, it's just basically painting the surface. It will take ink just like anything else. You could stamp on this, you can stencil it, you could do any other kind of painting on here. All sorts of things. Now, one thing to remember though is that if you're using water-soluble inks like dye inks, that they are going to always be water-soluble. So you're going to want to put a coat of finish on your finished product, and I just used some clear spray. It could be shiny, it could be matte, it could be semi-gloss, whatever you want to do. Now, if I was doing this for an end product, not just for the video, I would keep going and keep adding in more and more layers of black, just depending on how dark I wanted to get it. But for today's demonstration, I think that's good enough. And now you'll get to see what it looks like. Of course, you can always kind of pull it up and see how it's going and then put it back down, as long as you haven't pulled it up completely. But there you go. So now I've been able to take this bag with a brand name on it and upcycle it into something completely fun and new that you can use for gifting or for your own purposes to store things in, whatever you want to do with them. So I hope you enjoyed learning this fun technique, and it has you looking for bags that you can upcycle from your home. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me again for more in the Crafter's Toolbox. Until next time, happy crafting.